People have been asking me, how do you stay so positive after having a brain injury? While it is not always easy, I have found a couple strategies that have proven to be tremendously successful in my life. One of those strategies that I want to share with y'all today that's really made an impact on my journey and I think can really help others who go through this is called scripting. So the Women's School defines scripting as a proactive approach to reacting to the world around you. I like to think about scripting as a dose of mental toughness when your mind wants to melt down or be bombarded with negative thoughts. This is the perfect time for you to use a script. Okay, so let's think about one of the many examples over the past 6 months of times that I've needed to use scripting. So let's take the obvious. When the doctor, the specialists tell me, you have a brain injury. Your brain is not functioning at the level that it was. Your brain needs some time to heal. It could take weeks, months. You can't do your job. You just need to heal. Imagine when you receive that news. It's really easy for your mind to just go wild, to go crazy with thoughts, negative thoughts, just self-doubt, questioning your worth, everything. I mean, it's easy to just be bombarded. I always take comfort. My friend Jenay, Franco, told me this quote, and it's, the mind thinks the way the heart beats. And I loved this example that she gave. You have all of these different thoughts, and you can picture them like you're at an airport. And you get to choose which plane you're gonna go on. And so if it's to a destination that you don't wanna go on, you just walk on by that plane. So you just let that thought go right by. And I think, though, there's still a lot of temptation to just curiously let yourself hop on that plane. And so scripting is such a good way to guide you to that proper plane, a more positive thought, a more positive destination. So for example, one of the scripts that I use in this proactive approach in order to reacting to the world around me, one of my absolute favorite scripts, a script that I have used hundreds, if not thousands of times over the past 6 months, is life doesn't happen to you. Life happens for you. The amount of times I have had to say, hey, Samantha, life doesn't happen to you. This is life happening for you. It might take you a little while to see how it's happening for you, and you might need to spend some time in reflection and figure it out. But this is life happening for you. So take a deep breath and move forward. So life doesn't happen to you. Life happens for you. That's one of my favorite scripts. Another script that I have found incredibly helpful over this past 6 months has been, I have a beautiful brain. that is capable of amazing things, and I deserve time to fully recover. You know why that's one of my scripts? Is it's easy to fall into guilt and not feeling worthy of giving yourself the time to heal. You know, before this whole brain injury, I interviewed probably 50 women lawyers. And I asked them questions about balancing their, work and child life, maybe their work life and home life. And the number one word that these women lawyers used was the word guilt. Feeling guilty. Maybe that was wanting to be at home when they were at work, or feeling guilty because they were at home when they should have been at work. So that guilty feeling. You know what? That guilty feeling did not leave when I had my brain injury. And so, in order to proactively react whenever that feeling would start to arise, I would tell myself, I have a beautiful brain that is capable of amazing things, that deserves time to heal fully. And I would just repeat that. And that brought me a lot of comfort in really being okay with the one day at a time. So those, I would say, were two of my most powerful scripts for this brain injury in particular. Say some other ones that I use often are, I am a woman of gratitude. I am a woman of gratitude. And often, when your world is crumbling around you, I think that gratitude is just such a good way to refocus. I think gratitude is probably a whole nother strategy in order to stay positive, but I would use the script often. I am a woman of gratitude. I think another one that I would use often was, I have enough. I have enough time. I have enough friends in this season. I have enough support for this season. I think it's easy to feel very isolated after a brain injury because your world kind of closes in and becomes very quiet. And so one that I would use often is, I have enough. I have enough XYZ. And that really brought me a lot of comfort and helped me remain positive. And then finally, one that I like to share, which I think is so important, is I am worthy regardless. I am worthy regardless of the fact that I can't do my job right now. I am worthy regardless of the fact that I cannot use my brain fully right now. I am worthy regardless of the fact that I can't do everything I did before my brain injury. Just, it goes on and on. But I think that realizing that unconditional worth and proactively saying it in my head really helped me react well to different circumstances that the world would throw at me. Because at the end of the day, I know, and I hope you know too, it's not about what you do, it's about who you are. And just with my brain injury, it didn't change who I am. If anything, it gave me an opportunity to elevate myself in trying to be a better version of me.